Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. Today is Monday, and it's going to be a fantastic week. I don't know about for you guys, but I hope so. Hope you get to have fun this week, an enjoyable day, start of the week at least. And for those of you who this is not the start of your week, maybe it's the second day, maybe it's halfway through your week, I hope it's been a great one. Let me know in the comments below. No, I'm kidding. I'm getting stuff set up on my screen. You would think that I would be a little bit more prepared today since I have some other situations going on, but I'm not because there were a million things that did come up this morning and I am trying to address them in a reasonable order. One thing that did come up last night was I'm gonna call my mommy after the stream today, so that's gonna be nice. Chilling, talking with my mommy. Discord. Go over here. That's not Discord, that's my email. Email, go over here. Discord, go over here. Go up here. Copy this message. Pass to this message. Alright. Alright. Looks like all of my messages were updated correctly. I am off center. Camera, what if you moved? Nope. What if you moved this way? I don't feel like moving all that much, so I'm gonna hang out here. Okay. Here we go. Here is my desktop, I hope. It is. And on our stream, we have been working on this financial management tracking application. So we're going to continue having fun with this. And I'm not going to be confused or lost or forget what we did last. I'm going to just be able to pick right up on what we were doing. And so we've been playing with this calculator functionality. We got the draggable thingy working. We got the close button styled. We were in the middle of trying to figure out how to set up the key press listener so that we can use number pad and or the numbers at the top of the keyboard as our input, but only when the calculator is focused. So we were playing around with styling the calculator's focus. Ooh. That's not a bad idea. I wonder how that would work. We're going to try a couple of things as far as getting the calculator to show that it has the focus. All right, we opened way over here. Let's go all the way over here. Okay, so our current styling works as follows. This is our This is not our calculator. Am I in the wrong branch? I'm in the wrong branch. What were we doing in our just playing branch? Does anyone remember? That was Friday. I can't remember what we were doing in just playing. That's fine though. What I'm trying to go to are my Git changes. So that doesn't actually have a change, and this doesn't actually have a change, so I can discard these changes. I'm fine with that. We're gonna hop back over to the calculator branch. Yes. Yes, I am sure. Okay, let's see if I can do this again. Nope, no PowerShell. I usually have two of them side by side for various reasons. I can't remember why I started having two of them available at all times. Can't remember that either. I got good memory. Guffaw. Guffaw. Walker. Whole bunch of stuff all over the place. My desk feels slightly unorganized, even though I only have my work phone, personal phone. What is this remote doing here anyway? Why did I bring this back with me? This belongs in the other room. I have no idea why this is at my desk. Anyway, in my wireless charging, and then the remote for this screen. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, it really isn't that much of a cluttered desk. It just kind of feels... I didn't put things in the right place before I started the stream. That's all that happened. And now it's in the right place. And we are aligned. Everything is fine now. Opened over here again. So let's look at the calculator. As I was trying to do earlier, we currently have it to where we have this nice little area that you can drag around. Why isn't the image working? I think we should be seeing an error with our JavaScript. There. Okay, we got it back. Hi, Big Amy. Completely okay. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. And lurking and all that. It is so nice to have your energy. All right, so we have that nice styling. We also have this close button that will close the calculator from showing. I guess it's called dismiss. That's the term that I've been using. So we dismiss the calculator. And then I don't know if you saw, but when any of the buttons inside has the focus, we are now styling the calculator to have this beautiful border. And then when we are not focused in the calculator, such as in this login form, then the calculator does not get that border. However, the thing that I really want is anytime you click anywhere inside of the bounds of the calculator, including the draggable area, I would like for the calculator to show up as if it is the one that has the focus, so that if you start typing with your number pad or number keys or however you have your keyboard set up so that you can type numbers. I wonder if that would work with ASCII number codes. Anyway, however you do it, I would be listening for key presses and see if it is one of the buttons for all of these. So backspace, delete, escape, right? I think those are the expected keys. We know that backspace is to remove a number. Clear, I believe, is delete, and then clear all is escape, typically. So let's verify that. We're modeling after the Windows calculator, but we are not recreating the Windows calculator. So I don't know if you saw, but I pushed the calculator button on my keyboard, and then I had to go down into my taskbar and then click on the calculator so that it activated. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to avoid by having an in-app calculator. So you can just click on the calculator button. You don't have to go to start, type in calculator, or find your calculator on your whatever. Anyway, it's one click away. That's all. Hello, Napalm. So 5 plus 2 divided by 4. And then if I push delete, then that cleared everything. And if I push escape, that cleared. What's the difference between clear all and clear? Like, one of them should just... Oh, that's what it is. One of them should just clear your current input, which is delete. And then one of them should clear your entire formula that you are entering, which is escape. So yes, delete and escape, respectively. Got it. Jata, you need to pause. How are you doing, Napalm? I mean, you don't have to answer if you're busy. Coleslaw is here as well. Downloaded VS Code, Git, and GitHub on a new computer. I'm getting closer. Getting closer, boss. Getting closer. Awesome. Did you download GitHub Desktop? Is that what you mean? All right. So we want the functionality for clicking anywhere inside of here and setting capture keys as active. So the way that I'm going to do that I had a thought and then I dismissed the thought. The way that I'm going to do that at first is by listening for an on click anywhere inside of here. So let's set up the on click onto the calculator container, calculator wrapper. Okay, so we have a dismiss, and when we click dismiss, we don't want this to fire. So we want to make sure that our dismiss does not propagate. When we click on that button, I don't mind if clicking any other button propagates because we want it to. In fact, it must propagate. So that's what I'm concerned about not happening at the moment. Okay, do I have a spot for all of my handlers? Reach. Yes, I believe it's the desktop version. All right, cool. Just finished Bootstrap and jQuery, finishing up Sass now, and then React. That is awesome. That is so cool that you're burning through this. I really hope you're absorbing it. And hello, Deflux. Good to see you as well. Happy Monday. Happy Moon's Day. Okay, so here is our handler. For now, we'll just make it a void handler. And we'll just console write line. I got the conch. Apparently we get an exclamation point for free. All right then. That should have hot reloaded. Kind of looks like it did. And we click in here. Interesting. We got nothing. We're going to go ahead and restart just in case hot reload did hot reload. I learned HTML and CSS 5 years ago, and nothing is as hard as JavaScript was. Got it. Yeah, I mean, again, any object-oriented language that you learn, you'll be able to carry those skills over. It's just JavaScript being loosely typed kind of can get confusing when you go into a strongly typed or type safe language. Punch. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so clicking here. Ooh, that was weird. Anyway, clicking here, clicking on a button. So you can see that we are propagating. Actually, I don't know if you can see this, but this number here is counting up even when I click on buttons. Ooh, that's not good. This thing needs to stay, have a space. Deflex said, I know you just got started, so I might ask this question later, but this is for chat, not for the lion. Is anyone familiar or uses the PIM process in Azure? I don't know what the PIM process is anyway. And then Napalm says, I'm good. Some news forthcoming. Looks like some double encoding there, or it's not decoding a tag in the window. Oh, I wasn't even reading those. Yeah, let me actually read that and then we'll find out. Thank you for pointing that out, President Not Sure. Today I will be finishing up with some Git tutorials. Really can't wait. That is awesome. Man, I'm so... I get invigorated when other people are enthusiastic about this. So thank you so much for your energy here today. I really appreciate you. Fetch event handler is recognized as no-op. No-op fetch handler may bring overhead during navigation. Where am I using fetch though? I don't really know where I'm using fetch. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not purposefully using fetch. So this could be more specific to the Blazor circuit that gets created for hot reload. And maybe that's where all of my issues with hot reload not actually working are coming from. So Deflex says, I'm using .NET 8, by the way, and I'm in love with sections. Awesome. I'm so looking forward to using them. Still haven't yet, but we will. Currently in the middle of just finishing this up, which everyone already knows. I think this is wrong. It could just be me, but 0.1236 minus 9 does not equal negative 9.8764. And Coleslaw says, I can't thank you enough for letting me walk around the job site and being nice about it. Thank you, sir. Back to work. You are absolutely welcome to explore all you want. Okay, so good news. We got everything listening except for the draggable area. So the draggable on click, it's probably because the draggable isn't really overlapping the top of the calculator. It is. Yeah, here's my draggable. Here's my calculator, and you can see the draggable fits perfectly inside of the calculator. And then here is the draggable area. Oh, this is draggable content. I see. Anyway, draggable area sits on top of my draggable content. So maybe I have the click events not propagating on the draggable, what do you call it? Draggable area. So let's take a quick gander. Draggable? Where did you go? Where did you go? Tied to a lasso. Draggable container.razor. Do any of you have on-click stop propagation? So far, no. Okay, that's something that I'm going to have to learn. I don't exactly know why my on-click is not propagating. Yeah, because it's this element here. Actually, it's this whole thing, but anyway, it's this element here that I'm anticipating, or I'm expecting to be able to click on and have the click event propagate through. Ooh, speaking of, maybe I don't have mouse pointer events turned on. User select is none. Could it be the user select? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe we'll go with this for now, and then we'll come back to it if we find that we really do want the draggable area to activate the calculator. I mean, it makes sense. You're used to that in Windows as it is. You click off, the window is not active, and then you can click in the draggable area and the window is active. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna want to come up with a solution for that. I also need to figure out what's up with that. You know what? I'm gonna run the test real quick because maybe we need to write a test that's specific to negative numbers calculating correctly, because I don't know what just happened there. -9. Can we reproduce it? Yes. We can consistently reproduce this where 0.1236 minus 9 is summing to -9 point. Calculator that can't do arithmetic. Basic arithmetic. I don't get that. I really don't understand why. Yes. Excuse me. A little bit smaller. There you go. Hang out there. Actually, hang up just a tiny little bit smaller. There you go. Okay. Do I already have isolated JavaScript? I don't, because there was some issues with doing isolated JavaScript with the way that I'm doing the TypeScript transpilation. So I just need to create this in our... Wait, I still should have been able to load it as a module though. Right? That was in the draggable container. You there. You're the one that's using the isolated JavaScript, aren't you? Aren't you? Yep. That's a good idea. We're gonna try this. I'm trying too many things at once. What was the thing that I said first? The first thing that I said was we need to set some kind of flag that tells the component that it currently has the focus. And that will happen on click. But the question is, how do we tell it that it loses the focus? So essentially, when we click anywhere else that is not the calculator, we need the focus to be taken away from the calculator. One thing that I've done before is that I put a JavaScript callback on body on click, and then I had that do a .NET invoke. Do I want that? Well, let's just get the one thing working first. We're going to do this the naive way, which is we're just going to set an internal flag of active. I don't need to do equals false. And then on click, we're going to do active equals true. And then on active, we're going to do data active equals active. And what this should do is toggle our data active attribute on and off. So in our calculator style, instead of saying focus within, we're going to say data active is true. Oh, no colon. All right, what do you say? Are you okay with this? Let's look at elements and see if our calculator, oops. Okay, if our calculator container, did I save? I did save. If our calculator container gets the data active attribute, don't know, because hot reload. Ah, well, we needed to rebuild, so that's fine. It'll still do the do. While we're waiting for that to rebuild, let's head on over to the test. We're not waiting for it to rebuild because I got an error. Why are you so close? Later. That was weird. Let's go to our calculator test and make sure that negative computation works. So we're going to add a case for basic addition. So you are a theory, and you're going to have inline data similar to the following. And we will take this. Actually, we'll take U through U to here. And we'll do 1 plus 20 with a 21 with a formula of 1 plus 20 equals, hello Thindle! You've come to us at a time when we found out that our calculator does not know how to do maths. Maths. Also, hi to you too. Hello, Tyron. Okay, so for some reason, when I do 0.1236 minus 9, we are not getting, and then equals, we are not getting negative 8.6. I can't math. 8764. I can't math on my own. Okay. Oh, 0 point. Oh, right. Decimal. 1236. (0.1236) minus 9. All right, so for some reason we are consistently getting negative 9.8765. Or, you know what I meant. I was trying to use my keyboard. 0.1236 minus 9 equals negative 9.8764. And off by 1 error. That is what it seems like. That's my answer, Thindle. How are you doing? I declined to answer. How are you, though? I hope you are well. Oh wait, this is basic subtraction. Dang it. Theory. And then your first case is going to be this. Come on. Don't be mean. Okay, pasta. We're going to take this here. So we're going to add, that's what it is. We're doing two different approaches. One is to subtract whole numbers, another is to subtract decimals. All right, so let's just do this one again up here, except with add. 9.6. Hello, Savage Ayush. Is Spring Boot good framework to learn? I have no idea. To be honest, I've never used it. However, I can say that it is widely used, therefore it's worth learning. In the company that I am in, there are a lot of clients that they deal with that use Spring Boot on their backend. So I think it's a good skill to have. If you think that you are going to try to pursue companies that use it, which is kind of hard to know right off the bat. I feel like I've never had to use it in my career, and I've been doing .NET for, well, let's say that I've been doing software slash application development for the past 6 years. And I have still not had to use Spring Boot. Even though I've been doing software development for a long time, I have not officially been doing it until about 2017. Yeah. Okay. We expect these this test at least to fail. Are you gonna let me run even though I have .NET Run going, .NET Watch going? So Thindle, I actually started doing software in 2000. But I haven't been working for software development companies for that long. I mean, I was working human resources, like I said, from about 2004 to 2014. 2017, I mean, 2004 to 2017. And then I got hired by a consulting company. You did your first job as a paid job as a developer in 2000? That's cool. I think he just said he accepted your DM. I was 15, but still, it was a paid job. Awesome. So they passed. How is that possible? Because it didn't actually run this test. And it didn't run this test. Why did you skip those two? I didn't tell you to skip any tests. And there we go. This is what we expected. Our subtraction, it doesn't know how to subtract 0.1236 minus 9. We expected -8. And then we got -9. And what I think is happening is it is subtracting the whole number from the whole number, and then the decimal from the decimal. So we may as well go ahead and fix that real quick. Here we are. All right, so our val to use is getting set incorrectly. So maybe it's our displayed number input. Our get is decimal.parse, decimal number string, and then if we have a decimal part, then period decimal part. Very confusing. All right, I think we're gonna have to debug that. First, let's just see how we are doing with setting our active. This is a problem with the way that my brain just kind of semi-jumps around. I guess it's not really semi-jumping around. It is just jumping around. So I'm doing both the onClick handler that will set active equal to true. Onto our card container. So right now you see there is no data active attribute. And then as soon as I click on it, we now have a data active attribute. And for our rule, I specifically said data active equals true. And what we need is data active or data active equals true. That way we can have both. And now we get our styling. All right, so if we were to look at this from scratch, we push the button. The outline on this is not showing that it is active until I click on it. And now it is active. Still have the same issue if I did that. So the main thing that we're trying to work out here is how do we then, now that we know that we can activate it by clicking, let me see if I can get it for you. Oh, I don't know if I can even do my own cheers, right? Can I play it somehow? I don't know if I can play it somehow. Anyway, you scared me. Ah. That's fine. I greatly appreciate you being here. You don't have to spend bits to be here, Apocalypse. Really, really appreciate you. Okay. Half of it is working. That'll do. Just use your channel points. Nice. So yeah, what we're gonna do is when we click, we now know that we are able to activate. Oh yeah, and then just to prove that it will activate even when you click on a button, then we'll click on a button and you'll see that it's activated. When we activate, we will set, I had two thoughts. We'll either set this container to capture all input somehow, or we will have some kind of global JavaScript that we will add the callback to. Anytime we do an on-key press. So yeah, we would register document.onKeyPress equals some callback. And then we would unregister it. Or document.add event listener on key down. Maybe on key press. Probably on key press. Although the thing that I've seen issues with is when I've used on key press in the past, I think I had difficulty determining when the number pad enter key was being pressed. I don't remember for sure though. Okay, so we need to figure that out. The second thing that we will need to figure out is how to lose focus. So if I click on anything else that is not the calculator or anything outside of the calculator's bounds, then I should lose the focus. And so what I was thinking of doing, except that will require 2 clicks. What I was thinking of doing is having a mask that will show up underneath the calculator, that when it's the active thing, it'll be transparent, but it'll still listen for click events. Yeah, I still think it's better to have it on body. How is it normally done? I'm gonna look at this, but if anyone feels like letting me know, or I'm gonna look it up, I'm gonna internet search it. Does anyone know what is the typical approach for when you have some UI element on a web page that will show up as active and then you click anywhere else? So for example, one easy thing to think about are menus with drop downs. So you click on a menu with a drop down, you click off of the menu with a drop down. And then the menu collapses. Here's a weird one. Here's a weird thing that I could do. Nope, but then I'm gonna have an issue with trying to select the number. Let's see how this works real quick. So the thing that I was thinking is we can have a visibility hidden button that is 1 pixel by 1 pixel. And then when you click on here, we set the focus to that button. That way focus is within. So I guess I'll keep that rule. Oops. Okay, so this is going to be our focus button. So we should see that up here. All right, and then we're going to set the styling for our focus button. Focus button to be, can we just do opacity 0? Outline none. And of course this is going to be aria hidden. What else am I missing? Opacity 0, outline none, height and width, padding 0. Yeah, I guess we do need position absolute. That way it doesn't overlap anything. Margin 0. Okay, so we have our button. This thing is going to have an element ref, which is called focus button reference. Element reference. Okay. And on click, instead of setting active to true, we will say if focus ref dot context is not null, then we will await it. Await focus async task. And since we're doing that anyway, we may as well await invoke async. State is changed. That way we make sure that we are on the main thread when we try to call re-render. Okay, so stop trying to do this. And we could not build because the test started building and blocks and stuff. Looks. Yo. Damn it. Oh, by the way, I don't think I posted this at the start of the stream, but this is the repo for the project. We're currently on a branch called 32 add built-in calculator. Okay, so right now you can see that we do not have the focus within. Now we do have the focus within. Hopefully that's not because we got the attribute, the data attribute. Calculator, we should never see data active anymore because I got rid of that. And yes, we are now able to click there to get the focus. You can see that I have an issue where if I try to select this text, copy, ooh, it did actually work. I was afraid that because of, because of selecting and then having the focus taken to the button, that trying to copy the thing that was selected would have failed. But speaking of copying the thing that is selected, one of the things that I need to undo was removing the user select none. Because the only thing that should allow user select in this entire component is this display area. Good, good. Okay, so now you can see that I also have another artifact that's being created where when I click drag, it shows as deactivated. So anytime that I'm trying to select the text for the calculator value, it does that. So what I could do is on mouse down, we can still set it to active, and on mouse up, set it to disinactive. All right, all right. This might be convoluted. But then again, if it's not convoluted, I didn't write it. Oh, it's not you that I was trying to add this to. Okay, so on mouse down. It's not convoluted, it's job security. This is a personal project, man. That's not job security. Handle mouse down. Okay, this is the one that we're going to do active equals true, which can be void. Yes. May I help you? Oh, yes, I can help you. And then mouse up. we would do active is false. You see where I'm going with this, right? We're going to use the same technique that we did for the draggable container for capturing the cursor, so that even if I mouse down inside of here and then I move the mouse anywhere else, if I mouse up, then the mouse up will still get fired. So in order to do that, we need to capture the cursor. So this will eventually turn into an async task. And we need that isolated JavaScript that we used in draggable container. Which, okay, so because I'm using this in multiple places, I'm going to make this just one small step easier. And I am going to add a shared components library. We'll do it in JS interrupt. Why not? What is this thing called? Yeah, I kind of want to put this. Dang, I can't do it the way that I was wanting to do it. I'll still do it. Maybe. Are you? Yeah, you are. Okay. So we already have my JS interop, or my interop, that is essentially a module that can be used in isolated JavaScript as well. If anyone ever wants you to learn PySpark, run away. That is all. It sounds fun. I mean, it sounds cool. Okay, give me these two. Oops, not there, not there. I want the TypeScript version. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to add a my isolated module. And I hope this works. Public class. I don't want this to be static because I want to instantiate this every time that I want to use this JavaScript isolation approach. So that means in my constructor, awesome, I could ask for an IJS into runtime. Oh man, starting to lose it. We're going to take these two, put them there. We're going to have a JS runtime. Nope. Field. What? Why? Why aren't you using my naming conventions? I know that I set my naming conventions to be private fields are going to be prefixed with an underscore. That's really odd. That sounds like Python. Fun. You want fun? You want cat as a service? Of course I do. And then Napalm says, sadly, that is Python. I hate Python. Snakes and language. Understandable. We don't have public XML. So give me a comment that is instantiates a new instance of the class. The JavaScript runtime. Okay, so this might actually be kind of cool because what we could do is set this up for dependency injection. I really hope this works. I think this is going to be really cool if it works. Okay. And then of course you guys need your XML comments. Generate. Move. Documentation. Why are you popping up? For public method capture pointer events. Accept. Generate documentation for public method. Release. Oops. Gimme. Okay. Review. Captures pointer events for an element. That's not quite right. We're not capturing pointer. Hi Gilgamesh. Yes, I'm from the US. There are a few people that are from the US. However, we have a lot of people that watch our stream that are not. We have a lot of UK viewers. We have a lot of Middle Eastern viewers. We have a lot of Indian viewers. And thank you so much for the follow. You who that was that followed. Which I need to refresh my dashboard apparently to see it. Delmax27, thank you so much for the follow. Why is education so expensive in the US than UK? I don't know. I don't have an opinion or an educated, informed view on why, nor am I interested in it. I just know that it is. So I will gripe with you. That's about all I can do. Captures pointer events for an element. Not quite. This is going to be captures pointer events to an element. To an element? The element that should receive. Aha, that's what it is. Okay, I think I know the word. All pointer events. All right, so we are send all pointer events to an element. There we go. And then this, yeah, must be. Oh, who taught me how to do that? We could do module, then what's the continue with? Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I was trying to write it in a way where we can avoid. Oh, I guess module is what we would get. Where we would avoid needing to do an await. You know, 2 awaits actually. But I can't think of how to do it off the top of my head. From an element. Cool. All right, that works better as far as describing what these do. So we have, oh, come on. Write documentation for the my isolated module. Whoa! No, I just wanted this top thing. Why can't I see it? Why aren't you letting me scroll? Gimme. Pasta. Oh, that is not very friendly UI. Cancel. That's okay though. It's still really cool. All right, anyway, represents an isolated module for capturing and releasing pointer events. Okay. Pointer, well, no, I mean, I still want this to be JavaScript isolation for various pointer. I don't know, just keep that for now. So I don't know if I like this approach. What I'm kind of seeing is I'm using this specific JavaScript in very few places, so I don't want to load it every time unless it's needed. That's the whole point behind using isolated JavaScript. So I also want it to be lightweight where I'm not stuffing a whole bunch of utilities in it, utility functions in it. So for example, capturing the pointer events and releasing it, as well as the draggable container handle drag start, would be another utility where I'm essentially setting the image to nothing so that we don't get that ghost image when we are dragging. But other things in here could be setting focus to something by ID as opposed to element reference, and a few other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. But the point is, what I'm wanting to do is to set this as a transient injectable into my IOC, into my dependency injection container. So is this a good way to do it? Guess we're gonna find out. So where my extensions is that? Okay. Public static service extensions, public static iService collection, add shared, add JavaScript modules. Okay, let's try this. And then we can just return services dot add transient. Because like I said, I want a new one for every single component that tries to request one of these. My JS, my isolated module is what I said. And this way, I can guarantee that my isolated module, when I dependency inject it, will have a JS runtime that's provided by Blazor. And we can turn this into expression in a thread. And then if I ever want to add more granular isolated JavaScript stuff, then I would do that here as well. Okay, so what that means is in my calculate, well, let's try it here first. I can't try it here. Draggable container, get rid of this. Draggable container.cs will get an inject, allow null, private, my isolated module. And then in place of these capture pointer events, I would do await, so not you, await this thing, dot capture with this parameter. Same thing with release. Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. What happened? What? What happened to the release pointer events, and what happened to the on drag? That's really confusing. Okay, what? So on drag start, we ended up using regular JavaScript interop, where we registered this method to window. But I don't see where we are telling this thing to let go of pointer events. I'm so confused. Okay, for now, those changes should not have affected our current functionality, I hope. We might have to restart the app in case it didn't get the new JavaScript isolated file thing. Oh, there is another thing that I forgot. The path for this is not draggable components. It is JS interop, my interop.js. I already forgot. How did I capitalize that? So you're angry because you can't find... You know what? Let's just restart and see which of those errors are actually for real errors. A lot of them, apparently. Cannot provide a value for property my isolated module on type draggable container. Why not? Because I didn't actually add it to my dependency injection container. Thank you. Good answer. Who answered that? I really appreciate that. This will be client side, shared client, service extensions, add client services. So we're going to do those as well as add isolated. Oh, you don't have a reference, do you? So I have to add this to every single one of them individually? Is that correct? So my shared client doesn't actually have a dependency on my shared components. So this has to be specified in my client and in my Maui and in my woof. Oops. Hello, Betrix Inc. How are you on this fine Monday? Day. Add ISO. What did it call this for me? Fine, just chillin'. Awesome. Well, you are at the right place to just chillin'. We are currently working on a Blazor project. That is our stream project only. It's not like an official project or anything, but it is a financial management calculator, and we are currently working on adding a financial management tracker, and we're currently working on adding a calculator, a built-in calculator, into the app so that you don't need to open a separate app in order to do basic maths. Even though we found out that the calculator is not very good at subtracting with decimals. So good times. Good times for that. Using Blazor. So Blazor everywhere, Blazor for the UI, Blazor for my WPF app, Blazor for my WebAssembly version of it, server version of it, and Maui version of it. Add JavaScript modules is what I called it. And I really don't have a reference where I can do it here, right? That is correct. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. One less thing to have to duplicate, but every project type gets its own the thing. So whatever you call this. Program.cs. So you get one. And you get one. And I don't know why you've broken the pattern, dude. Don't break patterns. Okay, so that should be all of my application types that now have the JavaScript module ready for dependency injection. And if we rebuild, then we should get rid of all of these errors. So if you do have any other questions, Beatrix, let me know. Be happy to answer. If you have questions about stuff that you're working on, then let the community know. We have a lot of people that are really, really good at helping, really just awesome people in general. Do I have preserve turned on? I do. Are you more of a back end or front end guy? So I would have answered this really easily before and said middle tier. I love doing the functionality program. So not functional coding, you know, like F# or any other functional language. The functionality, the core logic, and if you want this process to run in a clean, sleek, fast way, I love writing that type of code. But in 2020, in 2021, was it 2021? Anyway, I recently got a job with a software consulting firm. So I left my previous job for this one, and they have me working on predominantly front-end stuff. And I've been having so much fun with it. I'm still not great at UI design or UX, but implementing it and learning all of the ins and outs of adding accessibility, localization, all of that stuff has become super duper fun. So I still would have to say that I prefer working on that middle tier logic stuff. I don't like working on servers, and I don't like setting up infrastructure, and I don't like I guess I like working on APIs. I do like normalization. You're right, Gilgamesh. I do like cleaning up databases, established databases. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess I do like that part. But I still primarily love doing the functionality coding. And now I've started to really enjoy doing front-end work, as long as I'm not the one that has to design the UI. Yeah, okay. So I think you are similar to me, except that you prefer the back-end portion. Which again, that's up to you to define what backend means to you, because I've heard that there are 3 layers to it. There's the backend, which is all of the infrastructure stuff, system administration, setting up servers, setting up the databases, maintaining the databases. And then there's a middle tier, which is the core functionality of an application, the core code, and then the front end, which is the presentation layer that calls into these backend things, or middle tier. Yeah, okay, so it's pretty much the same. So then you and I are the same, except that you don't really distinguish between backend and middle tier. So, and I think that's also correct. It's probably even more correct than the way that I talk about it, because just about everyone either says only backend or front end. So yeah, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. We got a very similar stack that we like to work in. UI is hard, but it is kind of fun using web component based libraries. For me though, I do like to create my own components. I don't like using pre-existing components. Even though there are great libraries out there, you got Blazor, you got Ant, you got DevExpress, Syncfusion, Telerix one. Can't think of what theirs is called right now. Radzen. Shoelace. I've never heard of Shoelace before. Is this more suited for JavaScript? Like, where do you see this more often used? Because I'm a .NET developer, and I have never encountered this. But yeah, web components are just awesome. The fact that you can pretty much do what I've been doing since 2018, which is creating Blazor components. and then turn those into just regular HTML elements that you can use anywhere in any type of application. It's so good. I love it. With a lower bundle size. Yeah, this is so cool. I love these types of things. Let's see some of the some of what it looks like by default. Is there anywhere that has output? What it looks like? Yeah, here we go. Like a tomato button. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have too many previews, I should say, of what these elements, what these web components will look like rendered by default. I do like these though. Pretty straightforward. Do we get like I'm gonna start using this today. Do you happen to know if accessibility is baked in as well? Or are those still attributes that you have to manage yourself? It is. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, do they give any samples of what it outputs? Like what HTML is actually generated by or internally inside of this SL button? Yeah, and then it does look like it's targeting JavaScript frameworks because .NET doesn't use NPM. I wouldn't even know where to begin with NPM. But I'm sure you could still use it in Blazor applications, for example. They're just web components. They're just web components. So good though. Thank you for sharing that. You can look at the HTML. Oh, here's the components. And here's all of our... Nice. Yeah. So does this actually render? Like, I don't know very much about how this works when you use web components. Does it actually render HTML? Or do we still see just the tag? It kind of looks like it expands into HTML. And the reason I say that is because I'm looking over here at SL alert, variant primary, and then SL icon. But the next thing that I am seeing is the actual HTML, rendered HTML. So that's cool. That's really cool. Yes. Aria Live, polite. I didn't even know that this was a thing. So they're even using accessibility attributes that I've never heard of. This is so good. This is so good. I'm gonna bookmark this. Oops, not mobile bookmarks. .net. Actually, no, this is just web. Web component libraries. We may look into using this. I like it. We'll figure out how to use it with Blazor. I'm sure it's just add the script tags for the CDN and the style tags. And then I'm sure there's also a way to download a lightweight version that is specific to your app. The only thing that's missing is a nav bar? That's interesting. You would think that nav bar would be one of the most basic things that they add. Interesting. Like the thing that's missing from most of the Blazor, or I guess it's not missing anymore because it's been such a widespread thing, are data grids. So Blazor component libraries often didn't include data grids, and now they do. Oh yeah, Fluent UI, I guess, is another Blazor component library, but that one is provided by Microsoft. But that's interesting. Could they have called it something else, maybe? Oh, what's in visually hidden? Yes. Yes, look at this, man. It's so good. Oops. Up here. Right here. Nope, that's code preview. Still inside of here. Visit external page. Here it is. Whoa. What? So does that mean that the... Oh man, I wouldn't know how to how to figure out what this actually is. I guess it's still its own element. It's its own tag. So yeah, it can get its own styles and everything. It's just crazy that, yeah, that it's there. I love this. I love this. Thanks again for sharing that. That's cool. Right now I'm doing everything essentially by hand, from scratch. And a lot of people say, don't reinvent the wheel. There are component libraries out there, but this is for fun. We're enjoying ourselves, hanging out, doing fun stuff, so no reason not to. Yeah, I'm happy I liked it too. Like, I keep saying that I don't typically like to use third-party component libraries, but that one was really good. Just by glancing at it, I really like what it provides. And I'd be interested in using it. But that is also something that we could do. So one thing that I have, although I don't think that I have a command for it, but on my GitHub, I have a Blazor component library that I really want to clean up and actually make into something that is usable by other people. Right now it's just something that I threw together because I reused a lot of these components when I was initially starting out with Blazor. But it would be cool if, and I love that phrase so much, it would be cool if I could turn these into web components. We might try that. The only front-end frameworks I like are Vue and Svelte. SvelteKit. Awesome. Yeah, I'm more confident and experienced with .NET. And so that's why when Blazor came out as essentially the SPA framework for .NET, I jumped on it and I'm like, I want to do this because I hear all of these React people saying how great it is. I hear all of these Vue people saying this is amazing. And, you know, SPA and everything. I'm like, I really don't get it. But after working with Blazor, I get it. Many complaints that you'll hear about Blazor is that it is heavy, especially if you do Blazor WebAssembly. But what you will get with Blazor is the ability to write one UI and launch anywhere. So right now you can see that this is nice. Yes. Aw. Thank you, Dukasoft. Hello to you too. And yes, it is you that we were looking for. Gosh, what was I trying to say? the lift, I guess is what we'll call it, for Blazor is pretty big compared to JavaScript frameworks when you're using WebAssembly. It's really not that bad when you're using Blazor Server, but if you have a really slow connection, then the UI interactions can be slow. But you're able to write your UI the way that you would write it. And here I'm targeting web using Blazor WebAssembly. And here I am targeting desktop using WPF, for example. And so what we're going to see is this exact same application, or this exact same UI, I should say, and I guess application, because all of the core logic are in their own libraries. So I'm only writing those once. I'm only writing the UI once. And once it actually starts on whichever screen it's going to start on, I think it started. Oh yeah, it was just hidden. Okay, you'll see that this is a desktop application. I could access desktop resources, stuff from your computer directly. And it's running exactly the way it would as if it was in a web page. So one UI, all of the same logic, same database, same API backend, all of that stuff. And it's a native desktop application that has access the way any other desktop application would. And then I also have an Android version, iOS, Mac, Tizen, using Maui. So I'm essentially targeting all of the platforms by writing the UI once, the backend, or all of the core logic once. And it's so cool. So very much fun. And soon, as **N, we're going to figure out how to get this to run on HoloLens and be able to enrich your experience in using the app by having augmented reality components to it as well. Soon being probably sometime before the next 10 years, or within the next 10 years. How do you define soon? Anyway, calculator. We got it to where we can now have it show the focus like that. And then when I on mouse down, we set pointer events, capture pointer events. So now we're no longer losing the focus. Soon DM. And when we move the mouse out and we let go, we're still letting go here. So I can prove that by showing you the data attribute that we are adding on mouse down, which is happening on calc container. Dang it. Which still currently says data active true. So data active true, when I let go of the mouse click, data active false. But why on mouse up, when you have captured, am I not actually getting my, oh. Because the on mouse up that I'm using is specifically C#. So we still have our data active attribute. No, I don't know then. Let me make sure that I didn't break our dragging. I did not. Okay, So we have handle mouse up, in which we are setting active equal to false. Oh, wait a minute, because I'm not actually saying set capture pointer here yet. Because I was working on getting my dependency injection for the new isolated JavaScript. Draggable, you dare. Can I have this inject, please? Because I'm lazy. I don't know if you know this about me. Calculator. Pasta. All right. So, on mouse down, we're going to await my isolated module capture pointer events. Except that we don't want it to be the button. We want it to be the container. Do we? It doesn't have to be. I could put this here. So essentially, this thing is going to be listening to any pointer events, and the pointer event that we really care about is on mouse up. And so it doesn't matter what element gets the on mouse up. However, the thing... Oh, I have some ideas on what still might break. No! My styles! Why did my styles go away? Oh, and then we need to release pointer events. And because I'm wanting to do it this way, no special reason, we're just going to return this. It is a task. You should currently be a value task. As task. Actually, you know what? I think I can set these as value tasks. As click handlers. And then set you guys to value tasks as well. Can I though? I don't know. We'll try. We'll see what happens. Because the thing that might happen is this thing, well, first of all, this is a value task, but this one might not need to run. If it's run once, then we will have module already populated in the result here. And this is a value task. Yeah, so why do you have to be as task though? I mean, like this here, I definitely got from the Microsoft Docs. So this line and this line are the recommended way to do isolated JavaScript, where you have a public module. So I don't know why these can't be value tasks, because it has a hot path that returns a value, but it returns a reference, not a value. Maybe that's why. Well, let's see what happens. I like experimenting. Let's see if I broke stuff. Oh, are you gonna build? No, because these have to be tasks. Dang it. All right. So then you and you can be as task. And same thing with draggable. Well, never mind. It built and ran. Did we break our drag? We did not break the draggable. I'm so smooth now too. And we did not break that. Okay, good. So let's look at the element again for this calculator container. And we'll see if the data active attribute goes away. So I'm dragging outside and I'm letting go. That means it captured pointer events. I'm dragging completely out of the browser and I'm letting go. So yes, it is absolutely capturing the pointer events, and it doesn't matter where I mouse up. It's always going to register the mouse up on the container. What happens when I do it on these buttons that I don't want it to change the focus? When I click on one of these buttons, the thing that I want to happen, so like the reason we're not getting the full click is because we're moving the focus to that hidden button. So what I need to do then is tell these guys to stop propagation on click. But on mouse down and on mouse up might still be propagating, so we'll have to find out if we need to do it for those two as well. Okay, at on click, stop propagation, true. So that should have done it for all of them, except, dagnabbit, everyone that has this should look the same. Nope, they might not. What are the, nope, dang it. Because some of them have markup string. One of them has markup string only. It's only you. You're the only bad actor. Stop trying to break my website. Nope. Decimal, plus minus. Not gonna work that way. Just go like this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just give me this. Find all these so I don't miss one. You're good. You get one. You get an on click. And you get an on click stop propagation. Dang, does anyone know what time it is? Holy cow. This time passes by so fast. I hope you guys have been enjoying your day though, and that it hasn't gone too slow. Or for those of you that don't want it to zoom by too fast either, that it hasn't gone too fast. Just the right pace in order for you to get maximum enjoyment out of your day. Or whatever it is that you measure quality of life by. I don't want to assume enjoyment is the thing that you want, because you could find quality in stress. I don't want to assume is what I'm trying to say. You know? You do you. You like what you like. No shaming from me. Yet. Until you tell me about it and then I laugh. Like, you like that? Seriously? Nobody likes. I'm kidding. Hey, Dragon Spirit is on. Disco. Hi, Disco. I don't know. I enjoy a fair amount of stress. Like, but then again, I'm still saying enjoy, because the thing that matters to me is it something that I enjoy? If so, then it's worthwhile. But for some people, the things that are defined as worthwhile are suffering and, you know, just has nothing to do with them enjoying the situation, because if you're enjoying it, then it's too easy, which means that you aren't actually doing it the right way. Excuse me, did you not rebuild? All right, I'm gonna restart the app. Even the dismiss button. Dag nabbit. I could have sworn I said dismiss stop propagation. Oh yeah. But then I said it's also most likely the mouse down and up. So yes, I definitely need to stop propagation on mouse down. I guess just on mouse down. So all of these on click stop propagation. We're also going to do on mouse down stop prop. Yeah, propagation. For some reason I just randomly thought that this was supposed to be camel case when we do the C#, but it's because we were talking about JavaScript frameworks, and I think that their JavaScript stuff or even CSS class is camel case when you are specifying it on their components. Okay, this should fix that. Hot reload succeeded, so you say. There we go. Okay, so now when we click on a button, then it keeps the focus unless we click anywhere on this background area or the dismiss button. So the background area will give us the outline because we now have focus within. And then all of these buttons here will retain the focus so that if you were to tab through them, then you still tab in some really weird random order. But that's fine. We can fix our tab indexes or even just the way that they are displayed in the DOM. But cool, we got that to work. So the only thing remaining here is we need to capture the keyboard input. And so I don't know how to do that yet. So we'll figure that out next time, because I don't want to get started on it. Plus, I did tell my mom I'm gonna call her today after the stream, so I may as well get to that. Tab? What do you mean tab? Tell me tab. What do you mean? 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 Oh yeah, and then there's that too. So when I drag, I also want the focus to stay, I want the calculator to stay active. Oh, tab order. Gotcha. I forgot already. What do you mean? What do you mean? All right, so let's commit this and remind ourselves that we also have a failing test, which is subtracting when decimals are involved, especially in negative numbers. Added subtraction and addition test cases. So let's stagey commit. And then let us say that we set up active calc indicator style. It's good enough for me. So this is going to be pushed to our current repo. So you can see it on GitHub. Again, we are in a branch called 32-add-built-in-calculator.com. Wait, no. If you're interested in seeing the work that we just finished today, as well as all of the historical work that we've been doing on this app. But for now, let's hop over here to our ending screen. I know it's a little bit early, but again, call my parents, call my mama. But I also want to grab a quick snack. Anyway, feel free, as Dukasoft is posting, to join us on Discord if you feel like it. No pressure, but we do have a server full of all of the amazing people that you've seen in chat, and more, that are willing to discuss any of these software development topics. Mostly .NET, but we do have Java developers. We have people talking about cloud solutions. We got architects. We got just amazing people in general. Really cool people. So the exam was, it was fairly easy. So I took the AI 900, which Disco is asking about. And that was what, 2 weeks ago, I think. And I did pass it. And I got, what did I get? 80. I got an 80 something percent, an 800 and something out of 1,000. So anyway, yay, I finished my AI 900. So I do recommend it if you are interested in doing anything that is going to be technology related for the next 5 to 10 years. Picking up on some AI skills would be beneficial. So this one, like again, the AI 900 is focused on using Azure to do all of these AI things, but there are some pretty good principles that you can learn from it, just surrounding AI in general. Yeah, that's about it though. So until the next time, what I was gonna do first is, I never actually got around to lurking on these two fantastic streamers. But we'll set up a raid for one of our stream friends. Yep, enjoy Beatrix. But we're going to set up a raid for a Unity developer known as Dragon Spirit Games. He's working on a game called Gaia, which is going to be focused on his daughter, his real world daughter, who goes on an adventure to save the world by cooperating with the goddess or Earth Mother Gaia. And I absolutely love that library. So we'll experiment with it. You'll probably have to remind me in a month or whenever we happen to finish with this part of the project that we're working on. But yeah, anyway, if you're not into game developers, you don't have to stick around for the raid, but I do invite you to, because Dragon Spirit Games is really cool to hang out with. He's an amazing guy, laid back as well. Suffers a little bit from self-confidence, but which of us don't really? I guess there are some developers that don't. Some people that could use some tone down. Anyway, moving on. Also, feel free to check out the VOD if you missed any of this stream and any previous stream on my YouTube channel. It's there in the link. I'm gone now. Timer's counting down. Ciao for now.